Chiefs fans say this is how you beat the Broncos. Plus, we got some Coach Reid presser live reactions. Let's do it. Chiefs Kingdom ACU crew, how we doing this afternoon? It is Monday, November 10th. It just hit noon Central Time, baby. What about it? Andy Reid's on the mic as we speak. We'll talk about that in a minute. But, Mike, we got some questions, concerns, and comments from our viewers about this matchup coming up with the Donkeys. I was going to say the Broncos, but I didn't have enough respect.
What were you going to say?
I couldn't even say the Broncos. I wanted to call them the Donkeys.
Okay, well, it's early, hey?
The disrespect.
The disrespect. Yeah, we asked everybody for questions, comments, concerns. We do this every week. We just started doing it live on Mondays. We used to just do a video, but we decided, hey, let's do it live on Mondays. Why not? It's fun. Lets people come in and be able to ask questions in real time. So if you're watching on Facebook, X, YouTube, no matter where you're at, you can chime in here, share this with a friend, get it out there, and we'll stick with you for here the next 30, 45 minutes to an hour, depending on what's going on. But we'll just jump right in, man. Let's get into it. This was a common one for the week. Ryan White come in and said, can we block their pass rush? And can this defense dominate a bad offense? Now, I'll take that one, and I'll take this one at the same time, because it's basically the same thing. Zach says, my question is the offensive line struggling versus the Bills. Do we think the Broncos will give them more problems, or do you think we will hold up fine because Simmons is back and Trey Smith will be healthier? And will Simmons be ready to play? So it's all revolving around the offensive line versus the defensive line. That is what Chiefs Kingdom thinks is going to be the big thing this week in determining whether or not we get the win. And honestly, they're not wrong, Steve. Like, it sounds vanilla, but it's always win the trenches.
It's always that. And here's the thing, man. I'll go ahead and throw my 2 cents in. I think Josh Simmons being back, if he's ready to go, that's critical, right? Because you got guys on the edge like Nick Benito that's just so fast that I think that he would give headaches to Jalen Moore and a lot of those other guys.
Yeah.
So I think that Josh Simmons, he kind of deals with that speed rush a little bit better than they do, so that could help us on that side. Now, the Broncos, the whole front four is good. That defense is great, right? Like, even with Pat Surtain being out, they still have a top-tier defense. It's not going to be an easy day for the Chiefs to put points on the board, but I do think it starts with the trenches, man. I think it's rightfully so that fans are worried about our offensive line versus their pass rush because they have one of the best in the league, man.
Yeah, I agree. The defense is one of the better defenses in the league. Look, the Chiefs' defense isn't too shabby. Now, I will say we've had games this year where it seems like Spag's game plan's been a little off. It's not really hit the way he thought it was going to hit. But he had a monster game plan versus Lamar Jackson to the point where he went and cried and sit on the bench. Then he faked an injury for 3 weeks.
But
people got so mad when you said that he faked the hammy.
But he also had a game plan that Josh Allen and the fraud Bills absolutely slaughtered. So you never really know what they're going to do.
So, look, I went and dug up some numbers for everybody asking. This is what the Chiefs' run defense looks like right now. So our run defense is actually pretty solid across the board. You got Tranquil, Bolton, George Karlaftis, Chenal. So 3 out of 4 linebackers here leading the way. That's what you want in a nice run defense. George is doing pretty well versus the run, and then Mike Pennell has actually come in and done a decent job in his short snaps, and I'm pretty sure that goes all the way back with Cincinnati, too, is how they're getting those numbers. Noddy, this is what he was known for, Steve. This is why we went back and traded for this guy, is to be a stuffer on the run D. And where's he sitting? Dead freaking last, per usual. Chris Jones is actually pretty far down the board, too, on run defense. Compare this to the Broncos' run defense. And, I mean, they've got Alex Singleton, a linebacker, just way up there in run defense, doing the Lord's work for them. But the rest of their guys are just barely average, right? 60s average per PFF. So I think our run defense technically could be just as good or better than theirs. If you want to go to this is pass rush. Here we go. Their pass rush pretty high, man, across the board. Nick Benito, Zach Allen, Jonathan Cooper, Franklin Myers, Savion Jones. You name it. Jonah Ellis they drafted a few years ago out of Utah. they could get after the quarterback. And look at the win percentages they're popping up here. 17.7% win percentage for Nick Bonito. 16% almost for John Franklin Myers. Cooper's at 15. Jonah Ellis is at 12. Zach Allen is at 12. Now, can we compare this to the Chiefs pass rush? Jones and Karlaftis, and that's it. You got, Norman Lott, Cooper McDonald, and Malik Herring set at the top in pass rush grade. And then when you go to win percentage, it's Karlaftis at 18, Chris Jones at 13, Norman Lott's third, and he's on the IR. Charles Omenihu's down here at a measly 6.5%. And if you look all the way to the bottom, Derek Nottie yet again at 0.0. But does it surprise you, Steve, that Ashton Gelati at a 3.8% win rate is actually the lowest edge rusher out of the group?
Yeah, that's kind of odd because I feel like he kind of gets some pressure when he's in the game, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. He's still early in his career. He's still learning. I think he's going to be really good, right? I'm not worried about Ashton Gelati at all. But what
Is
I
it to
do
do
like
with the amount of pass rushes he has compared to some of the other guys not having as many, so he doesn't have as many reps? The averages kind of balance out,
it could be a lot of different things. I don't think he's playing bad. I don't think that number reflects what
No,
he's
absolutely
doing.
not.
But what I do like about that is George Karlaftis actually has a higher pass rush win rate than even Nick Bonito, which is wild, right? Now, he might
Right.
not get home as much as Bonito because Bonito's a lot faster than Karlaftis, but he does win on the pass rush more often, which is pretty wild. The glaring thing in the trenches, Mike, is that Derek Nottie's not an NFL player. He should play in the Canadian League or something.
Absolutely. Is this a typo? Nick Bonito really have 12 sacks already?
Brother, I don't know.
12 sacks through 12 games?
I'm so sick of talking about Nick Bonito because it
Or what is it,
pisses me
11
off
games?
so
10
bad,
games?
dude.
I think they've only
It
played 10
pisses me
games.
off beyond belief that it was so obvious. Hey, draft Nick Bonito. No.
There's no way. That has to be a typo, right? I'm not going to believe it. I don't want to believe it. I'm not going to believe it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the first questions. And look, Steve, I guess the thing we want to say is how does that compare to the offensive lines? So let me bring that up really quick, and then we'll move on to the next question. So we've looked at everything they do versus the run and the pass and how these defenses are. And their defense, you can see they get after the passer, and they've got more guys that are winning individual matchups.
Right.
The run defense is kind of similar across the board, I think, for both teams. And you've seen that. We didn't look good versus James Cook, but they had to run James Cook 27 times to hit 114 yards. It wasn't like he just went out and put up 10, 15 carries and got that. He put up 27 rushes to get it. And he was our first 100-yard rusher of the season and our first since, I want to say, the Christmas Day game versus the Raiders a few years ago. So it's not too bad there on the run game, in my opinion. If we go to the offensive line, here's the offensive line, how they look right now. So Creed and Trey are two highest rated ones, Josh Simmons, then Taylor, then Kingsley, then Jalen Moore. Jalen Moore's actually settled to the bottom now that he's got back in the flow just a little bit.
Right, but just for context, 65 is not bad.
No, that's 5 points above average.
Right.
Compare this to the Broncos, and look, Garrett Bowles having a great year. Quinn Miners is about 10 points above average. They're all pretty well above average. Their weak spot, Steve, is Mike McGlinchey at tackle.
Right.
Mike McGlinchey, I think, has on his own, I want to get this right, he has 25 pressures allowed. Quinn Miners only has 14. And their total offensive line pressures through 10 weeks, 68 offensive line pressures, but they've only allowed 2 sacks. The Chiefs, on the other hand, 77 pressures allowed. We've allowed 16 sacks. So 14 more sacks has Patrick Mahomes taken due to the offensive line there over Bo Nix. So it's looking, like, I don't want to say it, but it looks like Denver owns the trenches. And this is why Denver has won so many games to this point.
Right. Well, we've just seen so many numbers. It makes me want to puke a little bit, right? I can't even keep up with all that. But, like, here's the gist of it. Like, I think if you get Josh Simmons back, you make sure that you put some tight end help on that side, wherever Nick Bonito's at. You chip block with the running backs. You do what you got to do to slow down Nick Bonito, which I know. Here's the thing. He's going to get his. I would not be surprised if he has 2 sacks, right? But we have to stop everybody else. We cannot let them just completely wreck us. We can't let them set the tone. But I don't think Vance Joseph is going to necessarily just try to attack Patrick Mahomes in a sense of like blitzing and stuff like that. I think he's pretty smart. He's a good defensive coordinator. He's got a good defense. He just saw last week how easy it is to dare Andy Reid to run the football and we're just going to rush 4 guys. And I think that's what you're going to see a lot.
Yeah.
You're going to see them dropping a lot of dudes back into coverage to try to muddy the waters for Patrick Mahomes, because that's when he struggles, and that's what gives them enough time to get home with the front 4. And Mike, they have the best front 4 out there right now getting after the passer. So I think you're going to see exactly what you saw from Buffalo, exactly what you saw from the Eagles in the Super Bowl. I think that's exactly the recipe they're going to come out there with, and Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid are going to have to figure out how to beat it. And hint, hint, hand the ball off.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of front 4 rushing the passer with reckless abandon. They don't have to worry about the run, and he's going to have to make them worried about the run. I think that you're going to see a lot of the Eagles turning into the Bills' game plans. This is what happens. They'll set up, they'll play deep, they'll force Mahomes to have to evade this crazy pass rush. Then he has no lanes to throw it in, and they're also beating down on these like short routes to where Patrick Mahomes can bail out to. They're getting rid of those as well. So Andy Reid's got to do a better job this week of getting the run game involved. I'm sorry, but if he comes out with another half-assed game plan on the running game, and I don't care who our running back is, I don't care if it's John Gerald Adams over here that you had to dig up, because he died in 1912 and you got to roll him out there yourself. He needs to have 20 carries, bro. Like, I'm tired of it.
They just have to. There's no question there. Let's move it along.
Yeah, let's go. KC Chiefs all day says if we do lose, I don't want to think about that already. Let's not say do we lose. Let's be positive. So to take the premise, is our season officially over, or do you think there's still time to regroup? Steve, I honestly think season's over if you want to look at AFC West being done.
Well, it kind of puts you in a very, very, very bad spot, right? Like, you can still get into the playoffs as a wild card, absolutely. But you're already in a position where not only do you need to win out, basically, but you also need other teams to drop games. So you already need help from outside.
Yeah.
If you lose this game, you're not going to win the AFC West. Unless you're perfect the rest of the year and Denver just decides they forgot all how to play football. Like, I don't know. Maybe if they look like the Giants did against them in the fourth quarter, I don't know. Maybe there's some hope. But I think that
hold my breath.
This is a very key game. It really is, because you need to win every AFC West game at least just to make it interesting. If you drop any of those, I think it becomes a chore for you to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, I can't see. I honestly just can't see a world where you lose to the Broncos and now you will have lost to the Broncos and the Chargers. You're playing for a wild card. You've lost to the Bills. You've lost to the Jaguars.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, it gets very difficult.
You've now like squandered all of your and if you can't beat the Broncos, what makes you think you're going to go out and beat the Colts?
Right, and it's the timing of the whole thing too. I saw where Richie just put it in the chat too, but like the Bills just lost, Jags took an L. Like, you have to win your division.
This is
a divisional game. So I mean, this is the perfect time to get into that win column. And I think, like, if you just go out and take care of business against the Broncos this weekend, I think all of a sudden it flips from like, oh, Chiefs are outside the playoffs looking in, and it could be difficult for them, to all of a sudden it's not so bad now, is it? Let's get out there. A little bit of the pressure comes off.
Right. Doesn't it go from something like 13% chance to make the playoffs if they lose to 55% chance to win the division if they win? So, I mean, it's crazy.
It's something like that. But like Denver, if they win this matchup, they have an 82% chance of winning the AFC West. So, I mean, that's how difficult it gets if you lose this game.
Absolutely. Last one, we got Mahomie says definitely a must win. So at least Mahomie's on board. Says, do the Chiefs sign Kelsey to another year? I kind of wanted to take that one, Steve, because I don't think it's on the Chiefs to say, hey, do we want Kelsey back? It's on Kelsey to say, hey, do I want to play another year?
Yeah, I agree. I think so too. If he wants to play, they're gonna keep him here. Now they'll negotiate whatever kind of contract they can make do with, and I don't think Kelsey is going to be greedy about it. Honestly, Kelsey makes his money. I mean, he doesn't need a big contract. He never really got a huge contract as an NFL player. For the longest time, he always took the back seat to help the team out. This last contract he got was the most lucrative contract he ever had. It's getting ready to be over. I think Kelsey, if he wants to play, he'll be back, and I think he'll be team friendly. So I don't know. It just really depends on if he wants to continue to play football. And right now, Mike, he's playing at a high level. A lot of people want to act like, oh, old man Kelsey, he's, getting worse. It's not necessarily true, man. Up till this week, he was the top receiving tight end in football. So
Yeah.
I think Kelsey still got some gas in the tank, baby.
He's got 540 receiving yards. Only above him is Trey McBride at 603 and Tyler Warren at 617. So he's right at the top. I mean, it feels like you could see a big difference in Travis Kelce's game this year compared to last year. He looks a little quicker.
Those are
He
some
looks
young
a little more in
studs
shape.
that you're talking about too that are ahead
Right.
of him. So
Tyler Warren was supposed to be a monster coming
yeah,
out.
I think Trey McBride could argue he's the best one in the league right now. So
Right. And Kelsey's right there. So I appreciate all those questions, comments, concerns. If you have any more, throw them in. We'll try to get to them as the chat goes, Steve.
let's do
Before
it.
we get going any further, Stephen James with a 2-bomb. He says, run the freaking ball, the Zarda. Is that what we're calling the pill now? Zarda. Speaking
Let's
of
go,
Zarda,
baby.
shout out. It's the lunch hour. If you guys are planning on going and having
Oh,
some
yeah.
lunch, Zarda's doing an $11 lunch deal Monday through Fridays, 11 to 2 p.m. So get out there and get you a Ashton Gelati takeaway sandwich, shall we?
Do it. Those things are delicious, dude. If you're anywhere close to a Zarda right now, get over there. Have yourself a delicious freaking lunch. JCP says, let the boy watch. Chiefs for the win. Let's go, baby. You got to have that confidence, JCP. And then Buck and Bob take on Chiefs Kingdom. Been a member for 7 months now. Let's go, baby. Says, like the video if you want the Chiefs to win. 200 likes, and it's a for sure win. Don't think about just like the video. It's science.
Science.
It is. It is
I
science.
agree.
And right on cue, if you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button. If you've not subscribed to the channel, do that. Takes 2 seconds, and you don't want to miss out. It's going to be a fun rest of the season, man. Mike, what else we got going on today?
Yeah, we just taking comments from the chat. Andy's probably about ready to wrap this bad boy up. He may have already just
He's
wrapped
still
it up.
talking.
so-
There ain't no way he's still talking.
No, I think he's probably wrapped it up at this
Okay.
point. So I think we're going to go through and we're going to live react to some of the things he said so we can listen to it in real time. If you guys missed it because you were watching here, you guys can do that with us. We're going to do that in just a second. But right now, we're going to do our DraftKings. We appreciate DraftKings for sponsoring this. Take a listen to this message. We'll be right back and we'll get to the Andy Reid thing.
Football season is in full swing. We're proud to say that All Chiefed Up has teamed with DraftKings Sportsbook to bring you the best ways to get in on the action this NFL season. DraftKings Sportsbook has industry-leading live betting market availability, meaning their odds update dynamically as the game unfolds, keeping you right in the middle of the most relevant storylines in real time. It takes your fan experience to the next level. And when it comes to betting on touchdowns, DraftKings has you covered with all your favorite options, including first touchdown scorer. So make no mistake about it, DraftKings Sportsbook has all your favorite ways to bet touchdowns this NFL season. Get in on the action and sign up using our promo code ACU. With DraftKings Sportsbook, the crowd is yours.
Shout out
DraftKings.
DraftKings, baby. Go over
Appreciate
there.
the sponsorship, you guys.
Get it.
Go check them out. Steve, let's get right into Andy Reid. I'm going to just start his press conference. Let me know if you hear it, if it needs to be turned up or whatever. Let me know in the chat, and we're just going to listen to what he has to say. We'll react to it.
All right, so
I can hear
the
you.
coaches are just coming back today from a few days off, and we're getting back in the swing of things right now.
Maybe
Players
sounding
aren't back
old.
till tomorrow, so don't
He's
have a
got
lot
the
of information for you there. We're expecting everybody back, and Josh included. So if you're going that direction, that's the
Yeah, yeah,
information
baby.
I have for you.
That's huge.
Hey, you like the way he just said, if you're going that direction, that's the information I have for you. So he already told the reporters instantly. He said, look, Pete Sweeney. He said, don't you even ask me about
Pete's
Josh.
what?
Weedy. He said, don't even ask me about it. He said, that's the information I got for you. So look, there is no information about Josh Simmons. He's back. Like, what
He's
do you want at this
back.
point from him?
It doesn't even matter at this point.
Like, do we want him to draw pictures? You can color it. Like, you want to color a cartoon image of him like leaving in San Diego, like with the sun shining, and
At this point, it doesn't matter if he was playing PlayStation.
like he's
he
back,
had some
so-
serious business to tend to.
I think a lot of
it
people are
doesn't
going
even
to
matter.
be very irritated if they get to the end of this year, or even after this year, and they don't understand why Josh Simmons like if they
It
don't
doesn't matter at this
understand what
point.
that family thing is, they're going to freak out.
Who cares?
I
Play
know.
it.
Here we go. Back to Andy.
And then I presume they've got some workouts in, and they're off time, and we'll come back ready to go. So with that, time's yours.
Time's yours.
Yours.
We'll go first to Pete Sweeney. Go
can
ahead,
hear the
Pete.
question.
I told you Pete was going.
Yeah,
Pete's
Coach,
what?
you kind of alluded to it with Josh. What's the reintegration plan with?
Hold up. He talked about Josh Simmons. Look, I was joking. I was like, Pete, don't you dare ask about Josh Simmons.
You knew it was coming, though, right?
Yeah, okay, good. Let's get back to it. We all know where Pete is at. Pete's at Josh's house.
With him, you sense that
Sure.
he'll be able to just get right back to
Yeah,
start.
I think, Pete, what we'll do is just see where we're at here. And, we know we've got a good player in there now, and we know what Josh is capable of and all that. So we'll just see where we're at when
Everything about Mint Mobile seems
come on.
awesome,
And of course,
and
we
now
get a-
we're
we
introducing
get an
ad on an
5G
ad on an
home
ad.
internet for $30
That's
a month.
YouTube for you. Hey,
Jesse?
Hey, Kelsey.
Okay, let's pause before we get to the next question. So what he asked was, is Josh Simmons going to be ready to go week 1? And we
Right.
actually had this comment in the chat earlier. Well, we said that we think Andy will be ready to go. Andy says that he's a good athlete. He's ready to roll. He's going to be ready to play. So
Yeah, I think
Josh
so.
Simmons is going to play this week, in my opinion, right,
do you
Steve?
think he comes back in here just seamlessly? What if Josh Simmons came in and shut down Nick Benito first game back? Would that going forward just be like, dude, we got a dog, bro?
I think that might actually shut people up a little bit.
Yeah, dude, I think so too. Not only is it a big game for the Chiefs, it's a big game for Josh, right?
Absolutely. Are you ready to get to the next question? Or
Yeah,
do you
let's
have
go.
something else? Okay.
Now let's go.
I have a follow-up too.
just-
Hey, Andy, I wanted a couple just quick injury updates on guys. Isaiah, do you expect him back in practice this week? And then Jawan Taylor left the game against the Bills. What do you anticipate with him?
yeah, well, I'll have to see on Pacheco. And
Did he say Pacheco?
Taylor was feeling pretty good by the time he got back here and had left. So I think we'll probably be okay there.
Okay.
So wait.
Beautiful
So
answer.
Pacheco is yeah, like this is what you get from Andy. Like you don't get much. Like he just kind of he just tells you what you
He's
said.
a word salad type guy, right?
Yeah.
But it's not an elaborate one. He's just going to give you a few words. He's going to say some
He did
kind
tell you
of.
that.
I think he said the Pacheco nickname just to throw you off a little bit, and then he snuck in there that it's okay.
Yeah, and he said Taylor was feeling better after the game. So it sounds like both of them got a shot to play. I would say Taylor way more than Pacheco. That's how I'm taking it so far. So here's what I've got from Andy so far. Pacheco is like still, we don't know yet. We're going to have to see with a week of practice. Taylor should be good if there's no setbacks. And it sounds like Josh Simmons is ready to go if there's no setbacks. So there's where we're at. Let's get to the next part of the question.
And a quick follow-up from the Buffalo game. When Pacheco
We don't want to talk about Buffalo. Let's just move on. Let's just move on.
Play it.
I wish Andy would have stopped and be like, listen, sir, we don't want to talk about it.
Play it.
Let's get this 5-bomb first. David Miller says, Hope Worthy can learn how to use his speed like Tyreek Hill. Steve, a lot of people are saying this. David's not the only one to say this. I've been seeing this a lot throughout X and stuff. They're saying that Xavier Worthy's not game fast. His speed doesn't translate to the game.
Look,
And
brother,
I don't know if that's what David's trying to say. I think he just means like set people up and learn to do. But I think a lot of it is the way Kansas City uses Xavier Worthy.
Okay, so I'm going to say this. Xavier Worthy's fast. I don't care what you're looking at. He's fast. Like,
Yeah.
it translates to the game. Trust me. Go ask those defensive backs if it translates to the game.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, man. Tyreek Hill was 1 of 1 in burst and quickness and short area speed. And like, you're not going to get that again.
Do you
It's
think-
never going to happen again.
Right. Tyreek Hill, like if you look at his legs, the way he's built, Xavier Worthy's fast, but his legs ain't built like that.
Dude,
They're
I'm
not built
telling
like tree
you,
trunks.
you are not going to find another football player in the next 50 years that could get from 0 to 60 as fast as Tyreek
But I
Hill.
don't think that's what David's saying. I don't think he's saying that he's not fast.
No,
think he's
I
just
agree with David. I
saying-
think he does need to learn. Not only does he need to learn how to set up guys and like use his speed for his advantage, but I think also, like you said, Mike, I think the coaches could definitely find different ways to utilize his speed as opposed to just being like, he's fast, so let's run him straight down the field and go route, or give him
Right.
a freaking jet sweep.
When it feels like-
let's do something a little different.
When it seems as though they want to use Rashee Rice more, Rashee Rice is the only guy they'll put in the middle of the field to run crossing routes and things like that. And then it just becomes Xavier Worthy, go deep, touch the goalpost over and over.
Absolutely. I think you get
And that's
Xavier-
not the way it should be.
Well, how I would use his speed, and I know they don't like to do this a lot, but I would do a lot of drag routes with him and stuff like that, getting all the way across the field, just making somebody keep up with him. A lot of times that turns into a linebacker.
Exactly.
That's what I would do, because then you can get yards after the catch too. Not only are you wide open for a quick little pass, well, not quick, but just a small little pass, but there's tons of field in front of you to create, and I think that's what they need to be doing with him more
Especially
often.
when those teams like to sit in zone.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you got
That's what I
Rashee
would do.
Rice doing it as well. It's crazy. Appreciate the 5-bomb, David. Appreciate you, brother. Let's get back to Andy here.
Was out. You guys elevated Clyde and left Elijah Mitchell on the inactives. Can you just go over the decision there to bring Clyde up for that game?
I like this question.
Yeah, so we really like Elijah, obviously.
You know,
He can be
Andy,
here.
quit
I
lying.
think that makes a big statement there. But
Don't be lying, Andy.
Clyde is, he knows all the protections. He knows all that. Not only does he know it, he's done it. And so we've seen him do it.
Here's what I'll say to Andy, though. You've kept Elijah Mitchell on this roster the entire year. He's been on the 53. It's not been a practice call-up. It's not been 53-man, down the practice squad and back and forth. He has taken a roster spot. He has been a healthy scratch. Does he know the protections at this point? Does he know everything? Because if so, why is he not getting any opportunity?
Something's up. He ain't going to say it, but
He
something's
likes
up.
him.
Look, at this point, what's your confidence level that Mitchell will ever see the field this season?
I don't know. None.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So
I mean, Pacheco going down was his opportunity to
I
help
almost
someone.
you said you liked the question. I almost think it was a silly question, because
No,
I think
like the
they've showed
question
us.
because I
They've
think
showed us
people
their
w-
hand already.
People wanted to know why he's not getting it, why CEH got it.
Now I'm sure a lot of the fans are going to speculate. Well, they're trying to keep his legs fresh for the end of the season.
Maybe they don't want to pay him that incentive money. That's an
it
extra
could
million.
be a lot of different things. I'm sure they'll say it. But yeah, like Richie says in the chat, he's a health risk. I mean, he is always hurt. So, I mean, that's the thing. But I mean,
You got to play him though.
Yeah,
like
you
it's
can't
football.
keep
We
him in a
signed
bubble.
him.
So, but my thing is I think if they wanted to use him, they would have already done it, especially this last week.
I feel like and I feel like the guy could actually maybe be a little bit of a burst kind of. Like
Maybe.
he's got that style a little bit.
He's
I don't
good.
know.
Yeah.
We'll see. Back to Andrew.
So there's a comfort. There was a comfort there. Not that Elijah doesn't. He's a very sharp kid. So, but we just, we've seen,
Andy don't know what
our
to
guy
say
do
here.
it.
He's
So
just making
that was the only reason
He's
why.
like, we don't like him.
We'll go next to Matt Derrick.
So essentially, he
Go
was
ahead, Matt.
saying Clyde's already done it. He hadn't.
Yeah, basically. They trust Clyde. He's done the protection. So it's almost like Mitchell, hey, we've seen him do it in practice, but he's not done it in a game.
Yep.
Okay. Not like the guy's not been in the NFL for 4 years.
I
but okay.
mean, Bias in the chat says
Coach,
staff's going to take familiarity over everything.
Oh, yeah,
And
absolutely.
this coaching staff does it a lot.
This coaching staff lives off familiarity.
That's why they
you see
keep getting back these scrubs.
McCall
like
Harmon
Derek
be back in
Nottie.
the offseason.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's see what Matt Derrick has to say. Here comes Matt. Steve, let's put out some voodoo that Matt asked a good question today. It's rare that these guys will ask a good
Come
question.
on, Matt. For love of God.
Come on, brother. Let's go.
Let's go.
Josh, how do you feel like the team has handled it, the coaches and the players alike, as far as Josh's departure and now
here we
his
go.
return?
Sure, Matt.
Wait, hold up. Why are they asking Josh Simmons questions after
When
he
Andy
comes back? and not a
specifically
single
tried to get them to
person-
not do it. Yeah.
They were supposed to be asking these while he was gone when everybody was freaking out. Not when he returns. Like at this point, nobody cares. Oh, God, here we go.
Players always are concerned about other players' well-being. That's first of all. So, but on the other hand, they also move forward, and they don't necessarily look back. So they giddy up and go on what's
Giddy up,
there
baby.
today, and let's go. And they go 100 miles an hour with that.
That's a terrible question. What the
but
hell's he even supposed to say?
So I think it's a blend, of things. They're not dwelling on that, but they want to make sure he's okay as a.
That's so
What's
stupid.
Look, were we supposed to say? Was we supposed to say? Yeah, they all got in the locker room and we all went and put Josh Simmons in the middle in a chair and we just surrounded him and threw things at him for 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's the dumbest thing ever. Like, what is Andy gonna say? He's gonna be like, yeah, of course they cared about him being gone and they're happy to have him back. I mean, what did you think was coming? Like, that's the dumbest thing. It's like asking, hey Andy, what color is the sky today? I mean, what are we doing?
What are we doing, Derek?
Give me your laminate, Matt.
Come on, Matt. Daggone it.
Give me your laminate.
I like Matt, but you gotta look. This was
Come
the question.
on.
These are the questions. This is the hard hitting journalism you should have had 4 weeks ago.
As a human being.
Don't ask a follow up.
And coupled with that a little bit is, what was the kind of the process for Josh coming back last week? Was there anything, maybe differently that you did or the team did, players and coaches, to kind of get him back into the building and welcome him back?
No, he was just ready to return. I've said this.
Not necessarily, no. Yeah.
Love it. I love that answer.
He's not
That's basically
elaborating
just
on that.
like, God bless. Way to waste time. Wait. You wasted your question and a follow-up question, and you wasted everybody's time. Damn it, Matt.
Steve, we all know why Josh Simmons came back. He had something to take care of. It was taken care of. He returned. It's that simple.
Look, man,
what
I know
these
a lot of
people
you guys in this chat go and watch these pressers because sometimes I'll jump in there and I'll talk to you guys during the presser because we like to hear what's going on. Obviously, it's part of our job, but like, we are never going to have better press conferences and know more about this team until these beat writers and these, the press just stop with the ridiculous questions, brother.
I agree.
Like, such a waste of time.
And again, before you say it's a personal attack, nobody's attacking nobody personal, like all the people.
No.
But you got to
Matt does a great
questions.
job outside of asking questions. at the
No,
press
but we got to
conference.
have some better questions.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, proud of them for getting that microphone fixed for these bad questions. We can actually hear it.
Yeah.
Only
Now
took
we
about
know what the
5
problem
years.
is. Now that we can hear it, we know they're bad questions.
Yeah, they were like, just turn the questions off. Maybe that's why they were okay. Let's just move
Which he
on.
said it doesn't get better, so let's go.
Oh, yeah, Witchy probably knows.
Go next to Sam McDowell. Sam?
Hey Andy, just along those lines, like did he get some workouts in last week? Like, are you able to tell already what kind of football shape he's in already?
Yeah, Sam, I'm not going to.
Okay, hold up. Sam asked this one. Sam McDowell? Is that who I'm assuming is
Yeah,
asking
why-
this question?
No offense, but why did Sam sound like a cartoon character? All right, keep going.
Look, I don't think that's a bad question from Sam. He's just asking, was he able to get workouts in and is he going to be ready to go? So this is a better question than say, why was he back? Did everybody hate him for it? That was a stupid. Come on.
No, I'm not going to get into all that.
Andy
I'm not
telling
telling you
me he
yes
worked
or no
out,
that he
bro.
did, but I know he's been working out for sure.
I
Mike,
just wondered,
Hey, Andy
Just
didn't
pause
even
it.
elaborate that he ran a sprint yesterday.
calm Sam's ass down for a second and let me just say something. Andy essentially got out there at the beginning of the presser and said, don't ask me questions about Josh Simmons. He's back. We're
Right.
good.
Now, I
not
don't think they're
ask.
scripted, Richie, because if they were, they would have scripted something not going towards
I
Josh
think it'd be
Simmons.
better. That's what Andy literally got up there and was like, please, basically, in other words, just don't ask me about Josh Simmons.
Yeah.
Every question so
Every
far has
question.
been about Josh Simmons. Like, these guys are slapnuts. Let's go.
What is happening? You
Good
should see
Lord.
Andy's face.
Yo, hey, if these guys need to ask better questions, hit that like button.
Hey,
I mean,
you
come
see
on.
Andy's
If you're on our
face right now?
team, hit that freaking like button. Let's go.
Andy's saying he's over it, bro.
Jalen's played a few games now, and just wondered if you could just assess what he's done at left tackle for you.
Yeah, Sam, Jalen's
Better
he's done a
question.
nice job for us. I think just asking him to jump in after the season's been going for a couple months here that's a tough ask, especially against the D lines we're playing. But he's done a respectable job.
Okay, but also that's kind of an irrelevant question, too. It's like, hey, how's this guy that's not going to be playing this week do last week and the week before?
As
like
if
that's
we
like,
haven't all watched the games
we
with our
saw it.
eyeballs.
He did okay. He did a pretty good
Yeah,
job.
he did okay. We're not
I
going
think
to
it was
erect the statue.
Right. We're
So-
not going to put a statue outside of
We're not
Arrowhead.
going to blue chew it up and give him
I
the
would
play of
give
the
Brett
week.
Veach a firm handshake for signing him because we needed him.
Right.
That's about it. That's where we're at.
But
All
we're
right.
not erecting things for him, okay?
Not getting horned up.
Nobody's that hard for it. I mean, come on.
All right, what we got next?
He actually had his worst game last week. So let's not ask the question. You should ask that 2 weeks ago. Let's go.
We'll go to Sarin Petro next. Sarin?
Probably not. Come on, sir.
I got a couple of follow-ups as well. Coach, let's just start, first of all, with like the playoff picture. You had a
Do you hate how they start their question with, I've got follow-ups?
Richie, yes, it's so stupid. And I just want to point out that Richie made a very good point. We're coming off the trade deadline when we missed out on guys. It's been reported that we almost had Boye Mafe. We almost had Brees Hall. It's been reported all the stuff we might have been in on Devon Achane. How's the first effing question of this whole thing not like, hey, how close were we actually to getting these guys? And like, what happened? What was the disconnect? Because that's what your fan base wants to know. They want to know why y'all didn't get any help.
Andy probably just says you have to talk to Veach.
That's fine, but at least throw it out there.
I think you have to ask it.
I mean, good grief, bro. All right, go on.
Soren, another guy living off the beard. Like, what is it with everybody beards in Chiefs Kingdom? We got a lot of dudes with good beards, and they all make them their logo. Dude, we should have a double beard logo.
Let's do it. Two
Hey,
beards in one. That might be too much for Chiefs Kingdom
Even
to handle,
Lance has
baby.
a beard. Look, when Soren Petro released, like when I seen Soren Petro's like thing, it was like just a dude with a beard. But I swear to God, I thought it was Lance from the Spoken. I was like, who is this? Like he was worried about Carrington stealing his content. This guy's stealing his picture and making a profile.
All right, let's go.
What are we doing?
Good.
Number of things that maybe could have helped you guys out this past weekend. Looked like it was maybe going to help you out. Didn't go that way. So, is there a sense of urgency about how far you are down the standings right now? And do you sense that amongst, the entire organization, the players and everybody, how urgent the situation is playoff wise?
I kind of like this one though. Good job.
Yeah, Soren. I mean, in this league, I mean, every game's important. And so you've got to stay focused on that. And it doesn't matter what you project or what's happened before. You learn from your past and take care of what's going on today. We'll get the players back tomorrow, and then we're all in on Denver. So that's kind of where we're at. Is there an urgency? There should be an urgency every week. That's how this league is. There's too much parity in this league not to.
That's rich coming from Andy saying there should be an urgency every week. And when we lose, we tend to look like we're asleep.
Yeah, dude. That's our biggest problem is we don't look like we're ready to roll.
Absolutely. Gearhead says, how much does it cost to join the madness here? It's free, baby.
It's
but if
free.
you want to be
Hit
a
that
member,
subscribe button.
$4.99 a month, and you can become a member.
Yeah, dude.
Join.allchiefteup.com.
And I suggest you do it. $4.99
This
a
month, we're giving away a Noah Gray signed jersey.
Yeah, coming up here in the next couple of weeks. We just gave away a signed Charles O'Menahue, signed Tom Bahali picture. Shout out Brian Parrott for that one.
For sure. Appreciate you guys. Hit that like button. Let's get another question in here.
Not to have urgency every week.
You guys have played a lot of games, right? Have had a lot of success. I mean, this is new for you, right? Being a 3-time champion, right? So, like, has you noticed that, some of the guys that have been around and had a lot of success, that sometimes maybe they need a little bit more, urging, or like that the tank's just on empty because of all that you guys have accomplished?
Oh, Andy laughed at that one.
Yeah, that's not how I feel. I feel like the guys have got good energy and we just need to clean a couple things up and we'll be okay there.
That was kind of funny because that question took forever and Andy answered it like 2 seconds flat.
Question 2 minutes, Andy 2 seconds.
Yeah,
Andy's
and is it just me? Is it just me, or does he kind of sound like he could be Matt Verderom's dad?
Maybe.
I think so. Maybe. It's a correlation.
Let's see if we get any more questions. There can't be that many left.
Come on, guys. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay. I know you've said a number of times there's
He's
only
still
one
here?
football, right? So, like, not everybody can have a giant day, but is it safe to say that you'd like to get Xavier Worthy a little bit more involved, and that would be something that could help you guys out as far as offensively if he could be more part of the equation?
Well, we try to get them all involved the best we can. Some games you're just going to have that where, they're taking somebody away, and that's how it goes. That's happened. How the coverage goes. That's how the play call goes. So on. So, but we're not down on Xavier Worthy. We know he's a good player, and we like to get the ball in the good players' hands. The best way we can. So it just hasn't rolled that way.
Look, Andy answered that question the whole time with a look on his face like, why do you ask me this shit?
Yeah.
That's exactly what he was just sitting there thinking. Of course they want to get the ball in the hands of every player. If we had 4 footballs, We could have Mahomes just start rapid firing every play, okay? We get a first down like every single play.
Yeah. No, man, that's the thing. And David says, have they already talked about getting the run game involved? No, which is strange.
No.
Like
And look, that should have
they
been
did ask
one of
about
his-
Elijah Mitchell. That's the closest they got.
Right. Soren had 47 follow-up questions. Why didn't he have an extra one coming in right here and being like, you said you want to get everybody involved, but where was the run game?
Right. All you had to do to beat Buffalo was keep handing the ball to Kareem Hunt, but you opted not to do that. Why? Like, I mean, it's simple questions. Let's go.
Kareem Hunt was averaging 7.1 yards per carry at one point. What happened?
Yeah. What
Here we
made you
go.
afraid to hand him the football?
It looks like Seren has one more for you, and then we'll go.
Soren again? So he
Man,
does have
Soren?
another. Soren out here hijacking the whole press conference. We should have called it Andy Reid speaks to Soren for 10 minutes. If this isn't about the freaking run game, I'm taking his credentials.
It's not going to be.
Ask to Jesse.
Yeah, far away.
Sorry. Last one would just be
Sorry.
Chris Jones. I mean, does he need to, find another level for you guys to be successful in the second half?
Come on, brother.
I think, we all need to do better. I would say that Chris is always striving to do better every day. I mean, that's what's made him such a good player. Again, he's the guy that they're going to focus on, and if you're getting a double team, that's who's getting doubled. And
Which is a great segue to ask why they didn't get someone
he's
on the
just-
defensive line.
He'll
It's
get
great.
his as we go forward. It's just important that he stays consistent and keeps working hard.
I'm sure
ahead,
Andy was
Jesse.
just going to throw him under the bus.
Yeah, Andy. Obviously, the bye week is a big week for self scout for you guys. I just wonder what the biggest takeaways were when you were rewatching yourself on tape.
Yeah, I can't give you all that, Jesse, but I would tell you that we did go back and look at some of the things we can do better, or some of the things that we've done well.
Of course. That's the whole point.
We had a lot of good things coming up to this past week, and then there were some things there that we can definitely learn from this the last game against the Bills. So, but again, that's why we spend the time working on that stuff. But I'm not going to put it out there for sure. Good.
Hey, Andy, did you notice what all your flaws were and what you need to get better at? And can you tell us what they are so everybody knows what you're going to try to get better
Right,
at?
but he's saying he can't tell them that. He can't give that information. But, I mean, that's a dumb question. Like, what?
Like, you hated every single question.
I mean, hey, did you watch the tape? What do you mean, did you watch the tape? Of course he watched the freaking tape. I don't know. Anyway, I'll stop. I digress.
Andy's definitely watched the tape.
That's wild.
What did they want him to say about Chris Jones? What was he trying to get him to say about Chris Jones?
I don't know.
He said, yeah,
failed
he's
press conference here, guys.
He's old. We don't like him. We're about to trade him off.
Did he say anything about the matchup coming up at all? We get there?
Well, who knows?
Good question, though.
Yeah, great
Thank
question.
you, Coach. That's all we have
It
for
was
you.
easy.
That was it. That was it. That was it. Congratulations, guys. Horrible press conference today.
Yeah,
Flat
like
out horrible.
look, brother. Normally, there's like 2-3 questions at most that Chiefs Kingdom has collectively. Like, if you just go and scour the internet, like Mike, this is our job, right? Like, we have to know kind of what Chiefs Kingdom is interested in, what they want to talk about, what's the hot topic of the day. It's not hard. You simply go on the internet, you go to YouTube, read some comments, you go to X, you look at what people are saying. You don't go to Facebook because that's a nightmare.
Oh,
but
they're still talking about the Jaguars
right.
game.
But you get a feel for where the fan base is, right? And what are pressers for? Pressers are not for anyone except for the public. Like, the reason why
Pressers
you
is
even have
supposed to
it.
be journalists bridging the gap from the fan base to the coaches to try to get answers that people want.
Absolutely. And like I said, it's not hard on any given day to know what the hot topic is for the Chiefs fan base. And they miss the mark every freaking time.
It makes you wonder if they are scripted.
They might be. They're like, hey, don't ask us anything relevant. Just what's something that Andy can dodge? Just ask that. I don't know.
Andy's like a professional dodgeball player. He's like Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller.
Landon says, so Andy, when the clock hit triple zeros last week in Buffalo, is that when you realized that the game was over and you couldn't throw the ball anymore?
It's a great question, Landon.
No,
Sure.
seriously. But I mean, we didn't really learn anything from that entire presser, right? It was almost like a waste. And it's like, we got to ask better questions, guys. But what did we learn from it? Is there anything that we learned from it?
We learned that maybe we've learned that Josh Simmons is probably going to play this week, and Andy said he's been working
I would
out.
say that's like the big thing that we learned is like Josh Simmons is back and he's going to play.
And Jawan Taylor feel like he's going to be fine, and Pacheco's kind of probably day to day. That's what I would get out of that entire press conference. And did you watch film during the bye week?
That's wild. Did you watch the film from the last game? You asked a head coach in the NFL if he watched the effing film from the game they just played. He's probably watched it 17 times,
You asked
brother.
him about your star defensive tackle and tried to make him say that he sucks, he's washed, he's old. He's not saying that. Because he can't say that because Chris Jones is the only guy besides George Karloff that's actually playing on the defensive side of the football.
Man, you have to ask the good questions, even if, Andy dodges them. He's like, oh, well, that's something to ask of each. That's fine. At least we asked it, or like, I don't know, or be more blunt. Like we said, hey, last week, it seemed apparent to everybody on the outside looking in that you could have just ran the football to beat Buffalo.
Right.
What
So
stopped,
if me and you had
what stopped you from?
If me and you had a press badge, if we had the badge and we got to get on the live stream, because they're just doing this through live stream now.
Yeah, dude.
Because of COVID, everybody just gets to stay home.
So
and never work.
good at it.
So look, you come in and you may ask about that. You're going to ask your question about the trade deadline. I think a lot of people wanted to know some of that.
You know why we can't be on there?
I asked my question about that, about the run game, and I think that those two questions were better.
We couldn't be on there because it'd be like, all right, coach, we got a question from all chiefed up, and then it would just instantly go.
For the thousands here in attendance tonight and for the millions watching at home on TV, let's get ready to suck it!
It'd just be me being like, y'all, let's talk about why we didn't run the damn ball at Buffalo. We could have beat them. They're bad. They're frauds. They just got beat by the Dolphins like a drum. Why don't we run the football?
Devon Achane, by the way, put up insanely amount of good numbers. I heard you guys were in on the trade deadline with him. Was that a rumor? Dude, we could go for hours here. You want to talk football?
Brother.
Let's talk football with Andy Reid.
They would get better. They'd get better viewer ratings over there on the press conferences.
Maybe everybody,
Oh no, I don't know. We might hurt them.
Yeah. To hear people tell it, man, we're just we're not serious enough. We don't know enough about football. Got to have a written publication somewhere.
Dude, we have a crystal ball, but we don't know shit.
Don't rub it.
All right, man. Well, okay, we didn't learn anything from press conference.
Yeah,
Let's talk about this matchup coming up.
Nothing.
We have a few more minutes here with you today. Get in the chat. Let's know if you guys have any more questions that we didn't address from earlier. Any concerns going forward. Appreciate all y'all being here. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, man. Hang out with us more often. We do Chiefs content nonstop, baby. It's all week long, all year long. Witchy says we'd be Kelsey's worst nightmare.
Yeah, she likes her press corps vanilla. Well, she needs to be fired then. Look, I'm just going to be dead up. I don't want, make me her job. I'll bring in all the spice. Look, let's all bring in jalapeno over here.
Yeah, Rich, the minute that we start talking technical difficulties.
Dude, I don't believe that either. Look, if you want me to be professional and ask a question, we don't have to come in and say Hort. We do that because it's funny.
I mean, come
we
on.
provide funny value. Don't tell me I can't go in there and ask good questions. And do they want good questions or do they want cupcakes that he can avoid? I guess we've learned the answer.
Well, I mean, let's be honest here. Like, our group of people that watch our show are completely fine with that. That's what they want to see. But 90% of the fan base is out there being like, well, that's a disrespectful question. Matt Derrick would have asked something that Andy could have avoided. I don't know. That's what we get. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then YouTube would ban us. They would ban the Chiefs YouTube channel. They'd be like, oh, age restricted.
We heard someone talking. Their voice came through.
Those people, I'm pretty sure they had a video somewhere sometime that promoted DraftKings. And so by default, we're going to go ahead and age restrict this video.
Why does everybody suck lately?
Everybody does suck ass. Why they
Even
suck.
the Bills. They all got the Bills syndrome yesterday.
Yep. Hey guys, if you're subscribed to the channel, you can also be a member. Go over to join.allchiefedup.com. It's just $4.99 a month. Can even get a bag of Doritos for that. So I mean, it's cheap. Go do it. Subscribe. It'll automatically come out of your bank account. You'll never even notice. It's even worse than those pesky Planet Fitness things that come out and charge you $22 even though you don't go to the gym. It's way cheaper than that. So just go ahead and do it.
$500 on that. Went to the gym 3 times.
Right. And also, anyway, the reason why I said that was I was trying to get into our merch. We actually have the Christmas merch is out and ready to go. The Merry Chiefsmas shirts and hoodies. You guys can go over to merch.allchiefedup.com and get those right now. You want to go ahead and get those. That way you have them in for all the holiday parties and all the family gatherings and all that stuff. You can use code HORNTSEASON. That's HORNTSZN. You can use that promo code, get 15% off of anything in the store right now over at merch.allchiefedup.com. So highly suggest you guys go over there and check out that festive merch over there and get you something.
The festivities.
The festivities.
Steve, I sent a few of those out to our friends at Zarda the other day, and they got them in. They sent me a message, and they said these shirts are awesome. And they are. People love a good Merry Chiefsmas shirt. You know, why not?
Right. Yeah, go get you one. But let's talk about this matchup just a little bit because we're going to touch on this a lot this coming week, right? But let's just get our feet wet a little bit. The main thing that we mentioned earlier by the questions that we got from the chat and everything was the trenches. Obviously, that's the big thing. We have to be able to stop their pass rush because they have one of the best in the league. So we have to stop that. Now, can you stop it completely? Sure, maybe, but the chances of that are slim, especially with a guy like Nick Bonito out there. But you have to be able to stifle it. You have to give yourself a fighting chance. But like I said earlier, I think Vance Joseph's going to take that blueprint that was put out there last week by McDermott and crew and what Vic Fangio did in the Super Bowl, and they're going to try to rush for and muddy the waters for Patrick Mahomes. Mike, is there any way to combat that if you're Andy Reid and you're still refusing to run the football? Is there anything else you can do? Because I don't even feel like the screen game works that well against that defense.
No, it can't. And well, I explained a little bit earlier, but when you are back, okay, so when you have 4 on the front and then you're letting 8 sit back, or 7 sit back, I can't count to 11.
It's
you got 7.
But sometimes they rush 3 and have
back.
8.
Right. Sometimes you will go 3 to 8. So, but anyways, they tend to want to bring a few guys down on the corner, be it a linebacker or sometimes a corner or a safety will come do it, and they'll sit near the line of scrimmage. They'll take away your screen games. They'll take away your short passes, your quick passes. You've seen the Eagles do that in the Super Bowl when Mahomes was trying to get the ball out really quick. There was times he was completing the pass, but there was a guy right in their face. You know what I'm saying? So they will take that away. So really there isn't a way to combat it rather than to just run the ball. And I think people are just saying, look, if you run the ball, you are going to gash this. We may have to come out of this. But I would rather take my chances on my guys executing this game plan and Andy Reid not relying on the run, which he tends to not want to do his entire coaching career. You've got plenty of past data of Andy Reid avoiding the run. He got fired in Philly basically for that in clock control.
Right, yeah.
So it's like, look, has these, like, there's times he will run the ball, but they are so few and far between. You don't, like, you want to take your odds with what Andy don't do. And the way that you beat the Chiefs is the Chiefs going to have to shoot themselves in the foot, and Andy not running the ball will do that.
Yeah,
it's
for
that
sure.
simple.
Yeah. So as far as the offense goes, I saw where Flip said in the chat that no one wants to talk about our receivers not getting any separation early in the routes. So, I mean, that's an interesting thing, but I mean, honestly, in the NFL, how often do you have separation super early in a route? Like, it's very rare, right? It's also play design.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's lots of different factors to that. Now, we do run a lot of rub routes and stuff. We do. Juju's the king, baby.
You did not see that last week, though, because the way Buffalo's defense was designed, you didn't have that option.
Mm-hmm.
You just didn't have it.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do that. They were setting back off the ball a little bit. You wouldn't be able to get them, you wasn't being able to get them off the line, getting to people. You see where Juju couldn't be effective last week doing that.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a few things that it's just when the Chiefs want to play a team that wants to get in and be stubborn and force you to run the ball, you have to take them at face value and run the ball.
Right,
That's
Andy,
just
don't
all
do
there is
that.
to it.
It's almost like he
as
thinks
if-
he's getting tricked.
It's like if we played basketball and the 5 defenders packed in under the rim and said, look, we're not going to allow you to shoot
the three.
layups. You
Shoot
have
the
to
three,
shoot the
baby."
jump shot. Like, we're going to live or die by the 3. But what did you do if you're Andy Reid? You're like, I refuse. And you just keep running right into the lane and getting blocked every time.
Yeah.
But you're not taking the open jump shot. That's what the running back, that's what the carry is the
I like the analogy, but I feel like if you would have done it backwards, it would have been
well,
perfect.
okay, yeah, you do it backwards.
Yeah.
The running back is the layup. They're defending the 3.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Drew says 13 personnel lineup with Worthy and Rice on the outside. We haven't seen a lot of the 13 personnel in the last couple weeks. I'm not mistaken. Now, if I went back and watched the tape closer, maybe more than I thought, but I feel like we haven't seen it much lately, as much as we did earlier in the season. We also had another one from Anthony. Says Andy will run the ball or disappear into the offseason, vacation time. And like, that's the thing. I feel like these defensive coordinators and these teams are that's what they're doing to them. They're literally, it's like they had a group meeting. They all got in their group chat because everyone except for the Chiefs have a group chat where they talk about how they can beat the Chiefs, right? So they got in there and they're like, hey guys, so here's what we're going to do. Andy won't run the football. So why don't we just not defend the run?
Right.
And see if he'll do it. And that
Right.
seems to be the formula right now.
Anthony says Mahomes had no time. Period. Yo, children, what are you watching? Look, number one, I hate to break it to you, but Mahomes' time to throw was almost 3 seconds the other day, and it was the worst of his career.
Yeah, right. Now, some of that's because he was scrambling around. Of
Right,
course.
but still, he took 3 seconds to get the ball out. In the games where Mahomes got the ball out in 2.2, which was the fastest of his career, he had the best game of the season just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it's not about having time. It is, but it's not. If you're not going to run the ball and you're going to just run everybody deep like Andy wanted to do there or his game plan versus the Eagles, of course you have to have time. But this is the NFL. And guess what? Defenders get paid a lot of money too. They're going to win.
Right. Well, it's a fraction of a second makes a difference, right? And here's the thing. If there's no run dynamic to your offense, if a defense does not have to respect the run,
Right.
you see exactly what you saw last week against Buffalo. You see a team rushing 4 guys, and keep in mind, these are 4 pass rushers in the NFL. They're all highly capable. And you're telling them, hey, do not respect a run. They're not going to run the football.
Right.
Do not just pin your ears back and get to that quarterback. So you already right there before the play starts, you've put your offensive line at a disadvantage because now they're having to defend very good pass rushers that are fast, that are strong, that are good. They're the highest level pass rushers there are. They're in the NFL. And you're telling them, hey, they don't have to
That are
even
going
remotely
all-
think about anything else
Right.
happening here.
But you also got to look at this. If they don't have to defend anything, if they don't have to do anything, if they're just all out get to the pass rush,
Yeah.
you also open your offensive line up to like holding calls and things like that because
Of course.
they're just going at it.
Absolutely. And then when you have 4 guys coming and that's going to be a sufficient pass rush. If you don't have to respect the run, that's going to work. And then you have, like you said earlier, 7 guys back in coverage. That makes it very difficult for not only receivers to get separation because there's a
Right.
guy every 2 steps, but also Patrick Mahomes has trouble with that. That's probably one of the
But
biggest flaws in
again-
his game. If there's a lot of people back there in coverage,
Right.
it muddies the waters a lot.
Again, it's too simple to say, well, he don't have time. Well, how do you create him time? If your offensive line's struggling, how do you create him time? I don't know. Quit passing the ball every play and make them
Right.
respect the run game.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
The Chiefs create their own problem.
Yogi says it, baby. Run the ball. Run the
Yeah.
ball. And that's the thing. Like a lot of people, I think that it's a misconception when they hear you preaching run the football. They're like, "Well, the Chiefs are always a pass first offense, and we have the best quarterback to ever play. Why would we run the ball all the time?" And it's like, it doesn't matter who it is. It's just football in general. You have to have a balanced offensive attack, or you're going to get exposed. You cannot be one dimensional. So yes, we are a pass first team, and we always will be. Understood. Also, I understand that when times are critical, I want the ball in Patrick Mahomes' hands to do what he wants to do. Like, I get that too. But if you don't set it up with something, it becomes too predictable.
Steve, we just covered this week. In games that we run the ball over 20 times with a running back, we've got an 82% 3% chance of losing the game if we don't hit 20 carries per game with our running back. It's that simple.
That's pretty telling, dude.
So just run the ball.
I mean,
Just
even
get
if you're not
20
getting a
carries.
lot
It's
with
not
it,
even that hard.
I mean, that's the thing, and we don't really do bad. Like, even on games where I feel like the run doesn't work, we're still probably somewhere around the 4 yards per carry mark.
You know what's wild, too? People
know?
think, oh, 20. Man, you're going to run the ball 20 times? That gives Mahomes no chances to pass the ball. What are you talking about? We're a passing team. You do realize the average amount of plays ran in the NFL weekly is about 63. So Mahomes would have 43 pass attempts if you ran the ball 20 times. That's
Right.
plenty. He don't need the ball 43 times in his hands.
Correct. Landon says Andy's scenario here. It's 3rd and short. You have Kareem Hunt. Pat has been harassed all day. Sustaining the drive is critical. What do you think? Bombs away. Juju Horn Dog, baby. We did see that at least one time in the Buffalo game where it was like 3rd and reasonable, and I think they just went out and took a shot down the field at some random time. Do you remember that? They'll do that from time to time. And I know that the Chiefs aren't the only team that do that, because that seems like a formula that worked sometimes for teams. Like, just take a shot there because the defense is not expecting it. But
you know what else hurts Chiefs in short yardage situations, though? Kareem Hunt has been picking these up pretty well. Like, he's done an exceptional job.
At a historic level, right?
But do you know what hurts us on 3rd and short and 4th and short? It's the fact that we've taken one key component, the QB sneak, out of it. They don't have to even rely on that anymore. If you notice some of the times where Kareem Hunt wasn't doing what he's doing this year and the Chiefs were converting in the playoffs, do you remember how the Chiefs were doing it? They were doing those short yards plays, but they were letting Mahomes kind of get out and bootleg a little bit to use his wheels.
Right.
Because you got to think about it. A quarterback is unaccounted for. He's unaccounted for. So if you can get Mahomes outside the pocket and moving a little bit on 3rd and 4th and all this, they can't just dive up the middle and prevent that. You know what I'm trying to say? So, like, even the fact that we don't have that in our arsenal and they know that we're never going to QB sneak that prevents these guys from having
I think you're
take
missing
something off the table.
I think you're actually missing the bigger picture here. I think it starts much earlier than that. The problem is that we won't run the football on 1st down.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Like, yeah, I understand you can't do that every time. But, like, if you go out and pass the football on 1st and 2nd down and you don't complete something, you're sitting at 3rd and 10. We never have a 3rd. We don't get a whole lot of those 3rd manageables because we've already went out there and thrown 2 incomplete passes. If you just run the football on 1st and 2nd down, it makes life a lot easier when you're at 3rd and 2.
Well, the Chiefs have a different philosophy about that. They want to throw the football on 1st down and try to pick up 6 or 7.
And then run it on 2nd.
They want to hand it on 2nd
They
down
love
to
the
make it a
2nd down
manageable
run.
3rd. Yes.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is they want a manageable 3rd to pass the ball. There's never a manageable 3rd to run the ball.
I want to get to this just real quick, too. David says we frequently run the ball to open the game. That's kind of true. Like, the only game that hasn't been there is probably the Super Bowl, where they just didn't, and then it was too late. We were taking our first carries at the end of the 1st quarter, 2nd quarter, just something ridiculous. But
yeah, we
a
were
lot of
down
times
21
Andy will get
points
out
before we hit our 3rd carry.
Andy will get out and run the football early, and it's effective, and he just stops. That's where he screws up.
Yeah.
He always gets away from it. JCP with the 2 bombs says annoyed they didn't press more about Mitchell. Yeah, I think that's something they could have dove in a little bit more about, because, I mean, what they asked Andy, it allowed him to be like, yeah, we like him. You know, Clyde's been there and done it before, so that's why we used him. But I think they could have drilled a little bit more about that. I think, like you said, why is he on the 53-man roster, and why was Clyde on the practice squad if that was your thought process?
Absolutely.
Or, hey, I don't know. There's a million different questions you could ask, but yeah. Appreciate the 2, JCP.
Yep.
Yeah,
okay,
buddy.
well, we appreciate you guys being here today. Timothy, new member. Let's go, baby. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you guys being here today. Hit that like button on the way out. Hit that sub button if you haven't already. Check out the merch store. We got lots of stuff going on over there. Merch.allchiefedup.com. Become a member just like our boy here did. Join.allchiefedup.com. Timothy. That's $4.99. Appreciate you guys being here today. Steve, we're going to have tons of content this week. We're getting ready to record a podcast going live tomorrow. We're probably going to dive into the game a little bit more. Yeah, man. Just big shout out to DraftKings for sponsoring this one today. Zarda as well. If you guys haven't had lunch yet, go hit up Zarda. Let them know that All Chiefed Up sent you. It's been a fun one today, man. I wish we could have got more out of the press conference, though, Steve.
Never do. We're used to it.
Never
We'll see you next time. Go Chiefs.
Get wild.